Post COVID, like I mean, we are still in the phase of COVID. I mean, everyone wants to get it over as soon as possible. But post COVID, how do you see content marketing changing, or like and how do you think, especially Shopify stores and merchants, they should approach content marketing? Because uh, it's pretty sure that we'll not be going back to the previous normal. It will be a new normal. So how do you see that? Like,
honestly, I think there has been a little bit of resistance when it comes to accepting content marketing because when it comes to content marketing, it's not something that adds direct sales for your store. So people are a little hesitant starting off with it. But with this new normal, that's the only one way of building trust now.
right.
Your ads or discounts do not appeal to a consumer. Like, for example, if you're selling some packaged food items online, as a consumer, I'm going to be super conscious about what I'm really buying. So I need to ensure that you have the hygiene practices in place while packaging, order, etc.
Yeah.
Honestly, that your discount cannot convey. That your content will
Definitely.
convey. That
Yeah.
these are the safety measures that we're following in our company. Those kind of content pieces will do really well. So what I'm seeing as a trend, which will of course impact the industry majorly, is that content marketing will become the go-to marketing strategy. For example, I have my agency, right? So I run Contensify, and there we never really took on merchants. We never directly worked with merchants, but initial years we did work with one, which was a home decor brand, which is fabulous, right? So those were the early players in content marketing because they knew that if they're selling furniture or home decor online, they're going to need explaining it. Now we get a lot of queries from merchants saying, "Can you help us frame this content? Can you help us portray a good brand story online?" So they've started how important it is because you can't talk to your customers anymore, right?
Absolutely.
So it's do the talking. And while we are not able to take up as many projects, we do try and kind of get on all these consultation calls where we try and tell them that try to focus your strategy on telling your brand story, and if you're able to convey the look and feel of your product through content, right? So what I'm going to see is, as a trend, increase in content marketing as a strategy, core strategy for business growth. That's number one. I would say number two, increase in video content. Right, that's definitely going to be there. I mean, I could present you with 5 pictures of a gown. It might give you an idea of how it really looks like, but unless and until I see it on a person, I don't know how well it fits, how the fitting looks like. I can't do the guesswork, and I can't even walk into a store and try it. Right. So having an increasing challenge, I would say there would also be an increase in video content specifically. And we're not going to remain stuck up anymore on the quality of content because what I'm seeing as a trend right now, even on Instagram, I'm seeing authentic content which comes from me sitting and having a cup of tea. I'll simply shoot it on my phone and I'll share it. And that's it.
That's it, yeah.
Work well too. So what we're looking at is increase in content marketing, yes. To increase interactive content marketing, right? You're engaging them with a lot of visuals because now that's the only thing that the consumer can actually rely on.
True, yeah. I think the one point that you mentioned about offering discounts and offers, like I mean, I think you can get sales one time, but then it doesn't help you in building that loyalty, because if you are giving like because if your audience has that habit of looking at discounts and everything, then anyone who is offering a better discount, they'll simply go to them. So I think that is also important. Like, you need to have a balance. Plus, at the same time, if your content is doing that education, basically you are creating a pool of loyal customers, and that's how you run a business. So yeah, that's a very valid point. Yeah.
It's more like how much value does your brand really bring into a consumer's life?
Yeah. Right.
That's going to define whether your content strategy, your social strategy, your ad strategy, or even your coupon strategy is going to work in the long run or not, right? Because if I so-and-so is doing a similar thing and I can get the product for 10% off more, I'm going to walk off. Right?
Yeah.
So you turn me back, and that's not good for you.
True. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, one final question before we kind of wrap up. I know, like, I mean, when it comes to, again, it depends on the type of product that you are selling. I know for a few Shopify customer, Pinterest has worked really well. For most of them, Instagram works really well. I think a few, like, even though now it's banned in India, but even a few of them have tried TikTok as well, and a lot of people are doing marketing on Facebook, right? But like, let's take an example and say, like, let's say if you are in this particular industry, these are the top, say, to social media that one can focus on, because initially there is no point on, like, that's again my personal opinion. You are the expert here, you can probably give a better idea. But initially, like, instead of spreading yourself too thin, I think just focusing on 2 3 top channels and getting the most out of them is what I normally recommend. But then I would love to have your opinion on this, basically the platforms, and like how would you approach those? Yeah.
I think I totally agree with you there. Do not spread yourself too thin. It does not add value. For example, if you are a company that's into, say, the health and wellness sector
Yeah.
or fashion, you automatically know it's visual driven, right?
Yeah.
So you need to do channels where you get the opportunity to share visuals more, and the
Mhm.
users are going to look for visuals. You
Yeah.
can't force someone who loves to read text to now suddenly look at visuals,
Yeah.
and vice.
Right.
So if you're in the fashion industry, you're in the health industry or food industry in general,
Mm-hmm.
I feel two good platforms to immediately start with are Instagram and Pinterest,
All right.
right? Because we're all following health brands on Instagram. All health trends come up on Instagram.
Right.
Diet trip is on there, right? So similarly, fashion influencers are sharing their daily outfits, etc. And you're looking at inspiration coming from there. Same
Right.
holds true. It's visual driven. So honestly, I would say like LinkedIn won't make sense for fashion, right?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Selling, let's say, professional wear
Yeah.
of sorts. You want to create something which looks good for let's say, a professional platform which is meant for networking.
And considering the world where it is right now, no one is going to do them by that as well. Yeah.
You can promote it somewhere on LinkedIn and hope that you're going to get a lot of sales from it. That's not
Yeah.
happening. Yeah, I mean, where should you really begin is
Uh-huh.
where are your customers?
Right.
Right?
True.
Do not be like, oh, so and so is on Facebook, so I need to be on
Absolutely.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be on Twitter. No, you don't need to be. You need to start with who your customer is, where they are the most active, and what kind of trends can you really cash into. So if it's like that banana challenge that was around, I believe, some TikTok video, right?
Yeah.
That went viral on Instagram. So there were a lot of brands, even like international brands like Gap, that had created content to kind of keep up with this trend.
Right.
So if you're a brand that relies on such things, I would say focus on these visual ones. Instagram is a great place to start with.
Right.
So I think like your customer and think
Mhm.
how you discover products, and you'll know which platform to start with.
What's it like? I mean, let's say, as a final advice, like what would you recommend to merchants, and like it could be like the general advice or about the strategy about uh, investing in content, like in general, like what is your final word to audience, that how should they approach content marketing, and is this something they even should be doing or not, all these things? Yeah.
So, like clarifying one thing for sure, content marketing one is for everybody. There is no such thing as it works only for one industry and it will not work for you.
Mhm.
If you're thinking also in terms of creating that established loyal customer base, yes, you need content marketing no matter what stage you're at.
Mhm.
Second, do only things that you can remain consistent at, right?
Mhm.
Uh, I would say instead of writing one blog post every 3 months, uh, if you can figure out a way to do good captions on Instagram and maybe
Right.
publish 2 a week, go ahead, do that. But remain consistent. This is all about the consistency. Content marketing is all about the consistency. That's how you will reap long-term
Right.
benefits. So that
Right.
number three is something that so I have been like working on a book myself,
Mhm.
where I'm addressing all the content marketing myths, right?
Mhm.
And something where I went a little to elaborate on, even one of my lessons
Okay.
is do not clog this space with the same kind of content over and over again,
Right. Right.
right? in the myth, I have actually busted the fact that you need to do exactly what your competitor is doing. No, you don't.
Right.
Every brand is different, right? So one essential oils brand may come with a separate vision, mission, method of research, and yours could be totally different, right? So what you should start with is honestly getting your brand story in place. Set the tone for your brand, set the tone for your Shopify store as to this is what I want to be known as, and this is my brand story, and that's how I want to add value to my end consumer,
Right.
right? And that will honestly guide your content marketing way, way better than what your competitor research will, because your competitor research will only end up thinking, oh, okay, they created 5 videos and I need to do the same. No, but
That is so
maybe
good.
when story, yeah, it might just be unique. So
Right.
try and create which is authentic to you, your brand. That's one thing that I think most Shopify stores really, really need to give priority to.
Right.
Right? Don't be afraid of your story. Don't, even if it means that, oh, I started this business by sitting at home. I had
Uh-huh.
nothing else to do. Even if that's your story, go ahead,
Yeah.
share it. It's
As long
authentic.
as it is authentic and true, people absolutely connect with it. Yeah, I mean, because there are a lot of fake stuff on online. People are actually looking for true stories and one they can connect with. So yeah, definitely
I
that
think
makes a difference for sure.
core of your content
Yeah.
marketing. Right? So that's another thing. Storytelling for us has always been important when we do content marketing for anybody, and that's
Mhm.
what I want to see more of in the Shopify ecosystem. I feel a lot of brands, when they talk to us, they have a lot to share about their story. But then when they convey it on their store, they don't even have an about us page to look at, right? So I
Yeah.
mean, come on, go ahead, write that about us page. It can be like a letter to yourself.
Yeah.
Do it.
True. True.
It's
Absolutely. Yeah.
authentic, that's going to work for you longer, because that's going to leave an impression that is not the same as 10 other people. That's yours.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that about us page is, I think, the first place to differentiate yourself from other. Like, why people should trust you, do business with you, and not with others. Right. That's the first interaction, the first impression that you can leave on anyone. So yeah, I think that's a very very valid and very good point to highlight here. Yeah. So I think yeah. Do you have any? Sorry. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think majorly covered.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I think, I mean, it was really great talking to you. I think I'm definitely sure that Shopify merchants must have a lot of new insights from this thing. But like, forget about Shopify merchants. Like I myself, who is in industry for 6 years, I kind of got to know about 2 3 new things. So that is something which I'm going to definitely go and check out after the call. Not long.